I'd like to call the August 21st, 2023 City Council meeting to order at 7 p.m. Rise for Pledge of Allegiance. We're all present today, minus one empty seat here. So, full agenda. I'm looking for.
So moved.
By Councilor Miller. Any seconds?
Second.
Second by Councilor Holm. All those in favor state by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. Okay, we're on to public comment. This is the place on the agenda where the public is invited to speak to council regarding any matter not on the agenda and not scheduled for public hearing. Members of the public addressing council are requested to give their name and city of residence. Speakers are to limit their testimony to 5 minutes. We are limited to 30 minutes total for all public comments. You have a timer that I will start when you start, and so you can see how many you have left. Do we have any, Susan? JJ, come on down.
Hello, I am Janine Duran. I am from Scappoose, Oregon, and I'm the vice chair of the Scappoose Parks Committee. I have 3 items I wanted to bring to your attention. First off, Movies by Moonlight are doing exceptionally well. We had a ton of people show up. The Scappoose Police Department delivered as always with plenty of meat, and we did sell out. And actually, a lot of people showed up for Top Gun, so I was really pleased with that. The second thing was an item that I talked to Mayor Backus about, and that is the Tesla superchargers, as well as the CUD, Columbia River PUD chargers. They have been getting a lot of use, which has been great. I actually spoke with Alex from Tesla, and they're pretty surprised at just how much usage they are getting. So that's a really pleasant surprise. The challenge that I have with it is that we have a real opportunity to promote Scappoose and to promote small businesses in the area. And right now, you know, people come in, typically when they charge cars, it's going to be anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes. And they're bored. And so if we had a kiosk or signage talking about the city, you know, shops in the area that are close by that people can do activities, but also extending it to parks and other things too, I think would really be beneficial. Having lived on Sovies Island for a very long time before I came out here and got a farm out here, they have that big sign just as you come onto the Sovies Island area where the bus is, where it gives you detailed information about the pumpkin patch and all of these other things that you can experience while you're on the island. And that is a perfect opportunity to have that there. So, and Mayor Backus agreed with me. And so we're just trying to figure out how to proceed with that. But I think that would be extremely beneficial, seeing as we're getting, so I'm shocked, but I'm really pleased that we're getting as much use as we have on that. The third item I wanted to bring up is signage that the Columbia County is bringing up for the CZ Trail. I went to their meeting a couple of weeks ago, actually was not on the email list, which is surprising, seeing as I'm a liaison from the Parks Committee to actually attend that. And I believe other people were not notified either. And my challenge is that there are just not enough stakeholders from Scappoose that are involved in this process, if any. And frankly, the signage was extensive. Just to give you a perspective, and before I go any further, I just have a quick question. How many people out here hike besides me? Hands? Anybody? So I'm going to ask Kim. Kim, where's your favorite place to hike and why?
I do different portions of the CZ Trail, and I do like the signage that's along the trail.
Right.
And then I also love to go to Vista.
Right. And so what is it about Vista, for instance, that you really like? Why?
It's secluded.
Secluded. And what do you see?
Yeah, I kind of go off the beaten trail, and I do poke around for mushrooms when it's mushroom season, see what's growing up there.
Very
and,
cool.
Yep, there's always kind of something different in season. So
Yeah. Excellent. Anybody else wants to share why they like where they hike and why they like to hike? All right. Well, it really is. I mean, and I hike on the CZ Trail as well. But I mean, I've hiked in national parks. We're actually going to be going to Mount Rainier here in the next couple weeks after movies. And part of the challenge is that they're actually proposing 19 signs along this portion of the Scappoose portion of the Columbia of the Crown Zellerback Trail. To put that in perspective, they essentially have 19 signs for the other 20 miles. And so the thing is that when people go to hike, I mean, and maybe it's just me, but I mean, when I go to hike, I do it to kind of escape society a little bit, to get back to nature, to just be present. And it's interesting. There's this concept in Japan that they call forest bathing, where people actually use hiking as a way of mental wellness. And for me, it's it's an essential part of my week. I hike 9 to 10 miles a week and bike and do all of that. And so the idea of having that much signage is not a good idea. And the nature of the signage is very limited to 100 years of Scappoose. So basically, Native Americans are not represented. There are no women that are represented. And having no stakeholders involved from the city of Scappoose makes it really problematic for me. And so I'm just extremely concerned.
Thank you. I'll find out who is deciding on the signage, what will go on the sign. I mean, if they're on city.
Well, and I believe Casey is going to come and talk about that. But I mean, for the amount of information that they want to put on there, I would actually recommend like maybe a kiosk with a brochure or a QR code to really do that well. So thank you very much. I think both would be really great. Yeah. Thank you. Any questions?
JJ, thank you.
Appreciate it. Hey, anybody else? Moving on, we do have a special a presentation and award today. I'll read this real quick and then I'll bring him up. On behalf of the Scappoose City Council, Scappoose City staff, and the citizens of Scappoose, I would like to thank Councilor Pete McHugh for his many years of service and dedication to the city of Scappoose. Pete has dedicated just about his entire life to giving back to his community through many years of working with the children of Scappoose and then eventually the city of Scappoose. I have known Pete since the early 1980s, and he has always been someone I enjoyed talking to about our city and our personal lives. Pete was part of the first Parks and Recreation Committee when he was appointed on September 8, 2015, where he was vice chair from 2015 to 2019 when he was appointed to the city council. He was a city councilor from October 14, 2019 to this October 7, 2023. He was a traffic safety committee member from February 2020 to August 2023, as well as a senior center liaison for probably just as long. And in 2021, he graced us with the help with the Scappoose 100-year event, where he was the history subcommittee lead. He has been a passionate advocate for the senior center and senior services and causes, as well as the historical society, various community events, and education, just to name a few. Because of that passionate dedication, we want to present you this plaque and our sincere thank you for all your years of hard work. Special recognition of people for your outstanding service, dedication, and commitment to work.
Yeah.
All right. Now we are going to go into executive session ORS 192.660 2-F, present public records. Consider information or records that are exempt by law from public inspection. City of Scappoose will now meet in executive session. Representatives of the news media and designated staff shall be allowed to attend the executive session. All other members of the audience are asked to leave the room. Representatives of the news media are specifically directed not to report on any of the deliberations during the executive session, except to state the general subject of the session as previously announced. No decision may be made in executive session. At the end of the executive session, we will return to open session and welcome the audience back to the room. We're hoping to go through this quickly, but it will probably be at least 15 minutes, give or take, and then we will open the door and bring you back.
Thank